Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I do want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. They were unto the apostles and those great millstone for teaching us this true peace and blessings to the whole life of Israel. Yahweh is the name of the Infernal Hebrew. Ba'ashem is the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the begotten Son. Back in the lesson, as you see within the title, the destroyer of this earth. And the quick, shortcut answer is Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man today. As you get to our various scriptures going to show who's in power, Job 9:24, how the world is in the hand of the wicked. And also got various scriptures to tie into that, which I want to get this video before go into all that. I came across this video, and just read the descriptions. This shocking clip comes from, and put the credits. It says, who was off Cox Ledge, more than 4 miles from the wind turbine pile driving, and could still hear it loud and clear. If the noise carries that far above the water, imagine what it's doing beneath the surface to whales and other marine life. I mean, even look on land. The various things the devil does to these habitats, these environments that you see a lot of these animals reside in. That's why you see a lot of these animals that would usually be seen in the wild or rarely seen are now pretty much making an appearance in front of people, which is not something that they would usually do. So you also get in scripture going to that animals shall change their place. But it says the NOAA has already reported an unusual mortality event among whales since offshore wind projects began pounding away off the east coast. It says critics are calling it what it is, eco-terrorism in the name of green energy. And this devil, and we're speaking of Esau, even here the wicked Bible speaks of, he's obviously not doing this for the good of humanity, for the good of humankind. This devil could not care about anything but himself. Even dealing with the people, this devil has the means, he has the funds to fix a lot of these problems that you see today, but he's not going to. And really, he has his hand in a lot of those problems that you see today. So you see, everything is suffering under this devil's rule. And this is why we need the Lord. But let's play this quick video. You're actually going to see, kind of how crazy this is. You can, as they said in the caption, imagine how it is underwater. A lot of these, marine animals, especially the whales use something like echolocation. I forget the exact, intricacies of how they work, but you can clearly see how this will obviously affect these animals in the water. Just play this quick.
I can hear that from over 4 miles away. Can you imagine how the mammals feel?
So these comments say, it says, wait till you hear about oil rigs. How did this ever pass? Destroying the world, not saving it. And that's a good point this person brought up. So we're other marine biologist. Which you hear about sonar, which that's also another thing. I'm pretty sure that can even take somebody out if they're super close to that. Send out a deep sound wave scourging through the water. Well, this devil got to go. For instance, this is horrific. So everybody knows you don't tap on the fish tank. And look what this devil's doing. So can humans stop destroying everything in our home yet? Not until this devil's taken out. So he's dethroned. That's the point right there to make the lesson going into it. Is Revelations 11 and 18, jumping straight to the point. The nations were angry and the wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give a reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Who's destroying this earth? Esau Edom. He's, the big bad, pretty much. You also have these other nations, playing a role into things, but This further going to show how everything is suffering under this devil's rule. That's why you get in the scripture how when the righteous and authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear its rule, the people mourn. This is Romans 8:22, further establishing that point of how everything is suffering under his rule, especially dealing with the animals. Says, for we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. So this devil needs to be taken out. Job 9:24 says, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. And who is the wicked speaking? If you get that in Malachi 1:4, which I'll get after this. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein who is he? As well as going to Esau's blessing, which was the fatness of the earth. And that sword. Malachi 1:4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness. So this was literally, called the border of wickedness. You know how wicked you got to be that you're literally labeled and called the wicked? That's why you get in the scripture how their sins have reached, unto heaven. And the people against whom Yahweh shall have in the nation forever. That's another point. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Got a few more. This is Psalm 82:5. And it says, no, they know not. Neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth. Of course, everything's all out of whack and jumbled up. And you see, this pretty much, goes unchecked. And really, because this devil does not care. And you see it within, the movie Avatar, which Lord will all do a spiritual, movie review on that. Very, good, especially a spiritual, movie if you look at it with, spiritual eyes. Where you have the Avatar, which pretty much represents Jake. And you have this devil, which they call him in the movie Sky People. Which that's also, makes sense. In scripture how this devil builds his nest amongst the stars. He exalts himself, above the Most High. He exalts himself above the heights of the clouds and all these types of things. So that's the spirit right there that came to mind. But you see in that movie how the so-called Sky People, these Edomites that are within that movie, are pretty much destroying everything. The animals, you see how they, were hunting, various, types of whales, in that movie, killing off the young and all types of stuff, man. This devil needs to go. Isaiah 26:10, it says, let fear be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. So first going to show this devil is unable to, learn righteousness. He can't do good. I've seen various things today. This devil is not doing these things for the benefit of humanity, for the benefit of the people. He could care less. He's destroying this earth. A virus that needs to be taken rid of, so you also see Numbers 35:33. His blood is required. Two more scripts, and that'll be the point. Just kind of a quick hit. Jeremiah 13:23. Further establishing that point, can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. Let's get another translation. Can the Ethiopian change the color of his skin? Can a leopard take away its spots? Neither can you start doing good, for you have always done evil. So he's unable to change his ways. That's also another cut for these Israelites, these Jakes out here. That one thing this devil has changed. He's different. Matthew 24:21-22. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not speaking of the Lord to this time, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So the Lord's going to hasten these days for his elect. But you also get Micah 2:10, house is not our rest, this is not our kingdom. And look at the things the devil is doing. He is literally running this place into the ground. You see how everything is suffering under his rulership, the animals, especially the people. And who's the main target, especially the Israelites? You're the face. So that's the point right there. We're just something quick and to the point. It's not to make a lesson, going into that. Because you also see various things the devil does, especially on land, to the environment, these habitats, these animals, reside in. That's why, having, rare, unique animals that haven't really been seen before and coming out. Because they don't have a home. Their environment's destroyed. They're forced to move. But that's the point right there. And close out. Give all praise, all honor, and glory to Yahweh. Shalom. See you next one. Lord's will.